begin this 5-on-5 with a slew of nice wins on the Big Apple sports landscape. In at one, the Knicks beat the reigning world champion Milwaukee Bucks on the road last Friday night, thanks in large part to D. Rose. Here's more.
I'm playing with joy. I'll say that. Like, it ain't happiness, it's joy. You know, like, I've been through a lot. I'm in a great place, and I'm on the team, a very talented team. And like I said, I don't have to score. It's not on me every night to score 30 points. So I don't have a burden on me like that. I could go out there and play the game and try to affect the game by passing or just pushing the ball. So I'm in a great place.
Brooklyn also secured a notable road win, toppling Toronto last Sunday. We'll have the two NBA locals share number one here this week on 5-on-5. Here's Patty Mills on the Nets' sparkling defense.
More than anything, the belief in our defense to know that gets us going offensively and that can fuel a fire that way. So, you know, just all round team defense, being active, you know, having each other's back and letting that, you know, momentum carry down the other side of the floor. So, you know, to keep a team like that to 103 points, you know, we're making strides and we just got to keep improving on that side. But I think the belief would be it.
In the two spot, how about Evan Engram leading Big Blue to a win over the Las Vegas Raiders last Sunday at MetLife Stadium? Perhaps the Giants' gamble, see what I did there, on the tight end is finally paying off.
We knew what kind of coverage and the kind of defense they were going to play, and DJ made a perfect throw, literally a perfect throw, and trusted me with it, and I just went and made a play for the team. It was cool. It felt good. Just really felt good just making a play for the team. And we worked that play a lot this week, and for it to come down and cash in, that was big. So it felt good.
At 3, Fordham University is rolling the dice on the Kyle Neptune era, new head coach here in town. Fordham men's basketball and women's basketball geared up for the start of the regular season with the inaugural Late Night on the Hill. The pep rally gave fans here in the Bronx a chance to get their first look at the teams and featured giveaways and a performance from popular hip-hop artist A$AP Ferg. Check this out.
Turn up! 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Fun night at Rose Hill. At 4, we'll say 2 victories for KyleLarson in NASCAR, a race win and a championship. Larson won his 10th race of the season to capture the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Sunday. A dominant season by Larson with the Cup and by winning the finale at Phoenix Raceway. Here's Larson on capturing the win and his first NASCAR Cup Series Championship.
Definitely a team win. I'm honestly glad that it took our whole. I mean, it always takes your whole team, but in one race, you know, Cliff, the engineers, making the adjustments on the car to keep us in the game. My pit crew is the main reason why we won that race. And I'm sure somewhere in there I made some good decisions too. So just happy that we had to earn this one and worked our butts off to get it done.
In at number 5 on the front end of 5-on-5, 5 stories from the week and 5 to look ahead at. UFC 268 did not disappoint at Madison Square Garden last Saturday night. That included a win for Bronx native Shane Hurricane Brurgos over Billy Quarantillo on the main card. Brurgos, now fighting out of Monroe, New York, talked about fighting at the world's most famous arena and another appearance on a New York City fight card.
Man, this is so nice. Hour drive. You can't beat it. My wife and my kids are going to be able to come to the weigh-in show, so I'm excited for that. I have so much friends, so much family. It felt like driving here yesterday. It felt like I was driving another day of training. It was weird. I haven't had that in now 2 years almost. It was 2 years to the date that I fought MSG last.
UFC 268 was headlined by the second welterweight showdown between Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. Here's Usman in the lead-up to his second win over Colby, discussing his place in the sport.
I understand where I'm at. You know, early on in my career, it was like, oh, you live and fight. Literally, you're living fight to fight. So it's like, I got to survive. I got to win. I got to win. I got to win. I'm in a position now to where it's, you know, I just want to perform the best that I can. I want to continue to have these legendary performances because, you know, I have a lot less to go than where I've come from. So want to make them memorable so my daughter and my kids can look back one day and say, wow, Daddy, you did that, you know. So that's really what I care about right now.
We caught up with Covington and Usman after Saturday night's fight. Here's Covington on a hard-fought defeat against Usman.
I think we have unfinished business. I'll go 5 more rounds out in the parking lot right now, and I'm serious about that. I will see him again. I'm not done with him. I'll fight whoever it takes to get back there. I think the most logical step is the heated rival with me and my old roommate, Street Judas Masvidal. You know, he should probably pull out of that fight with Leon Scott, and we should just run it. You know, let's run it in the first quarter of the first part of the year, and let's do it, man.
And the champ on his 19-fight win streak, one shy of tying all-time great Anderson Silva's record and cementing his UFC legacy.
Once I start feeling like a giant in there, I'm like a tank, and I want to just get him out of there. But I understand that in this game, it's about, you know, using your mental, because we're both physically adequate and we're prepared. So, you know, I stayed composed and got the job done.
The night also featured a women's strawweight title bout with the championship on the line. Like Usman, Thug Rose defended her belt too.
My offense, I feel like, is really what pulled me through, and committing to my shots, and just committing to stuff. But my composure and my championship mindset is really what worked.
Amazing card at the Garden. Gaethje Chandler was the fight of the night, but the last two weren't bad at all. We'll have more on an action-packed UFC 268 in my C list. Stay tuned. To the back end of 5-on-5 we go. As always, we'll count up here on the back end. At 1, college basketball is back, and that includes the start of this past week of local programs Fordham, Manhattan, and Iona. Shout out to the men's and women's programs here in the area. Iona Hoops has a Saturday afternoon doubleheader tomorrow up in New Rochelle. That highlights the weekend action here locally. This weekend is also a big one for Fordham football, too. They take the 2 spot here on the back end of 5-on-5. The Rams have won 6 straight. The Patriot League crown comes down to this game, folks, against Holy Cross tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Rose Hill's Jack Coffey Field. Don't miss it. And at 3, the G-Men get the bye week while the Jets are home to host the rival Buffalo Bills at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Great matchup there. The 5-3 Bills are leading the AFC East Division. And at 4, the MotoGP calendar comes to a close this Sunday in Valencia. It has been some season for the best motorcycle series in the world. And the same could be said for Formula One on the Grand Prix circuit. The tension between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton continues. Max won Mexico last weekend and holds a firm lead in the title fight as the fastest race cars head to Brazil this Sunday. That's 5-on-5. We hit the C list for a 5-star review on UFC 268. The 5th UFC New York City pay-per-view is in the books. All 5 events have been held inside of Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And with that, some of the top moments in the promotion's history. UFC 268 is now part of that legacy. I think you can make a serious case. It's the best one of the 5. From top to bottom, the action was so furious, the event actually set a new record for significant strikes landed on a UFC card, topping the old record by more than 150. In my book, UFC 268 is now the greatest MMA card in the history of MSG. Chris Barnett's large frame and knockout highlighted the prelims. His wheel kick kicked off a run of 6 consecutive knockouts. The night shifted into a whole nother level thanks to a fantastic brawl between Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. Those 2 men put on a stunning show, adding the aforementioned conclusions, and you can see why the card also well eclipsed the pay-per-view projections. Promoter Dana White said afterward. This also came on a night when Canelo Alvarez had the attention of the boxing world in becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion. Still, all eyes seem to be on the UFC, and that's where Dana White wanted them to be. Here's Dana on Usman being the greatest welterweight ever, and UFC 268 being number 1 all-time at MSG.
I think he's the greatest welterweight ever. He's obviously the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now. And, you know, he's one of the guys that we could all start arguing with about soon, about, you know, GOAT status. There's nothing I love more than when there's so much hype around the card and the card actually delivers. And, you know, that's what means everything. So, yes, the answer is yes. I would call this one of the best ever.
We always pull out the punches here on Bronx Nets Open. Stay tuned for more.